Hi everybody, my name is Christina and I am the Cozy Knitter, and this is my third time checking in regards to the Cozy Knitter Advent Knit Along for 2018. So I have been following along as you guys have been knitting your Advent projects here over the past, well, since December 1st and a few days earlier if you had a early start. And I just wanted to show you where I am at with my project. So first I'm going to show off my Cozy Memories blanket. For those of you who don't know, I did a very limited run of mini skein calendars where everyone who purchased one, they will receive a 20 gram mini every day, except for on Saturdays, it's actually a 30 gram mini. And on those days, it's also one of my more luxury bases. So there's, I think we've had the tweed, we've had, which one was it? Shimmer, which is the Silver Selena, and then just recently we opened the Cashmere skein. So I just want to show you where we're at with that. So if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, I'll just start from the beginning. And this one here was the first color, December 1st, and then this one was the second, the third, fourth, fifth, and then where do we move to? Over here. This one was the 6th, the 7th, 8th, the 9th. This one here is really hard to sort of show. It's more like an iridescent color, has a little bit of purples and pinks undertones to this gray. And then this one, and where did I go from there? Let's see. All of these guys. I started with the blue, the green, and then this fun one. This one here is my favorite. I posted about this one on Instagram a couple of days ago. And then this one, and then I'm just knitting this one. This was the 17th. This is the 17th. So that's where I'm at. I'm not going to show the 18th yet, just in case any of you haven't opened it yet. I don't want to spoil it for you. I've had a lot of questions about this. It's just a standard sort of Cozy Memory blanket, mitered square blanket. So I've been asked, what do I do? How do I do mine? So to start the first square, I just cast on 45 stitches, and then I would knit 22, and then I would knit 21, then do a double center decrease, so I slip two together as if to knit, and then I knit one, and then I slip the two slip stitches over, so you're decreasing two, and then knit the remainder of the row, and then on the wrong side, I knit all the stitches except for that center decrease stitch. When I reach that stitch, I purl it. So that creates this line right here. Don't know if you can really see it there, which I really, really like. And I arranged them all so that it points in towards the center of the blanket. And don't ask me how many times that I have then started a square and it pointed the wrong way, because it's happened more than once. And so once you've started your first square, what you do is to do your next one, let's say this is the first square, I would pick up 22 stitches along the end, and then one right there in the corner in that center decrease, and then I would cast on another 22. Now I prefer to do the, what's it called, backwards loop method. You just sort of loop it onto your needle. Let me just grab my needle here. You just do one of these, quick loop, and slip it on. Oh, in frame would be better, right? So there, I just do like a loop like that. That gives me a nice easy edge to pick up from. Can't see if I have a live edge anywhere. Like this. It will end up looking like this. The edge will look like that, which I like to pick up from. And then I do slip the edge stitch, which ends up looking like this, which is super, super easy to pick up, nice and tidy. But that's how I knit my Cozy Memories blanket. And I've had a lot of fun adding more squares to this. I did fall a bit behind, but I'm pretty much caught up now. And then the other Advent project that I'm working on was my 24 stripe Advent socks. And I'm also, again, a little behind. I'm on day 15, just started 15, so only a couple of days behind. And I used a gold Selena mini, just in an undyed base for my cuffs. And then I've just been trying to knit one stripe-ish a day. And I have these little stitch markers on here, or progress keepers on here. I mean, they're not really obvious. They say SSK and Knit 2 Together on them, and they're from Twill and Print, which she just had an update here a few days ago, and I couldn't help myself. I know I'm obviously not doing any decreases on a vanilla sock yet, but I put them on here to sort of mark my 10th stripe, because I usually knit about 16 or 17 before I start my heel, so I'm getting pretty close, and I'm hoping to get that caught up today. And I've been looking at the hashtag on Instagram, and there's so many of you guys who finished yours already, which is, it's just crazy to me. And I'm having a lot of fun with these, and I hope you guys are too, whether you're knitting one stripe a day, whether you haven't cast on, or if you're finished. Doesn't matter to me, but I hope you're having fun with it. And with that said, the number one question that I'm still getting is, will you have more of the 24 stripe skein for 2018? And kind of what started that was that I listed just a couple, like literally less than a handful of skeins the other day that I ended up having available. And unfortunately the answer is that I will not have any more of the 2018 colorway available this year. I just don't have any time left. But I did, like I've said on previous episodes, I did put up a listing for the 2019 skein where you can put in your email to be notified when it's in stock, which will be sometime in July. So it's just an easy way. You don't have to remember it or keep up with my posts or anything. It will just, you'll get an email when they go live, and I promise there will be lots. But we're closing in on about 700 people who have expressed interest in the skein, and of course signing up here doesn't obligate you to buy the skein when it is in stock. I mean, not at all. But it's crazy to me that there's 700 people out there who is interested in doing this again next year. It's super exciting, and I hope that I will be able to dye enough that most of you are able to get your skein, or that everybody will get the skein that they're looking for. So I'm very much looking forward to doing this again next year. And also, last episode, I picked a winner using the hashtag, which is TCK Advent 2018. And if you follow that on Instagram, there's just over, I think, 430 posts as of right now. And I'm going to choose a winner. Now, I'd mentioned last week and a half-ish ago that I had planned on using like an automatic winner generator, but the one I plan on to use doesn't work anymore. I guess Instagram doesn't let people access that sort of hashtag information anymore. But if you do happen to know of a random generator, please let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to use my handy dandy finger and scroll for a bit and pick someone. Let's see here. Scroll up and down a little bit till I find somebody. Make sure it loads all the way. So I'm not obviously cutting off for where we started or ended last time. I'm just literally randomly scrolling up and down here, and everybody's pictures look so similar that there's no favoritism here. Let's see. Come on. All right. So the winner here is this picture, and that is Sophie, and her screen name is new.sophie. So if that is you, please contact me. I'll show you the picture here again. She has the best advent calendars. That looks like a David's tea and a Lindt chocolate. But if this is you, please send me a message. You can email me at christina@thecozyknitter.com, or you can send me a message on Instagram or on Ravelry, whichever is easier for you, and let me know what you would like. So you can choose an in-stock skein. There's not a lot in the shop, but if there's a specific colorway that you would like, just let me know and I'll see what I can't do about that. Or you can choose to receive the 2019 Advent skein when it's released next year. So you would receive that sometime in October next year. But let me know and I'll get that either out to you or put you on the list. Okay, one more thing. I had planned on having an update this past Sunday, and I know a lot of you were looking forward to it, and I actually had yarn dyed for it as well. But I can't remember if I mentioned this last time, but I'd been waiting for a new shipment of yarn from my supplier, which came, and because I was behind schedule, I started dyeing right away, and it wasn't until I started rescanning that I noticed something was different. So I'm gonna try to show you here. These skeins are from 2 different batches of Lumberjack. It's probably not gonna translate very well on screen, but maybe you'll be able to see what I mean. If you look at the skein here, this is the base that I'm sort of used to. This here, you can see how the plies of each strand is just a little bit more defined. I don't know if that's showing up. I think it's kind of showing up a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with the yarn. I've checked with the mill, and it seems to be what had happened was they put a little bit more twist into the individual plies, so then when they plied them together, it's just a little bit of a tighter twist. I have measured. These 2 skeins are exactly the same length. You get the same amount of yardage. They weigh exactly the same. So I don't doubt that it is the same amount of fiber content that's in them. But that's sort of the conclusion we came to, was that this one here is just spun slightly tighter than this one, which gives a little bit difference in appearance. And also this one feels, I mean, it's not like sandpaper or anything, but it feels slightly more rough to the touch than what you would have been used to from my base. So I am getting a new batch of yarn tomorrow, but I do have some yarns already dyed up that I am going to list in the shop. They will be final sale because obviously I'm not keeping this base, so I can't sell more of them. I'm going to list them in the shop, let's say Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there are only, there's Hygge on Bliss. So this is only Bliss. This is the Bliss base, the 80/20 sock yarn that's affected. There's Hygge, there is Gingerbread House, and there is Yuletide, which was a club color that I've renamed. It was the December club color from 2017. So if you go to the site, you'll be able to see it in the catalog. This batch, however, possibly part of this whole difference in ply and just how it took the dye a little bit more intensely. The brown stripe, actually I have it right here. This is the colorway that's going to be in the shop, but this brown stripe, it's darker. It's a really, really dark brown. But this is the colorway that will be in the shop as well, and it will be on that off sort of, there's nothing wrong with the yarn, it's perfectly fine, it's just different. But it will be on that base. Now the minis that go with it are on the regular ply. It's kind of hard to explain, but this is normal. This will be slightly more textured, if you can see. So that's the only thing that's an issue, but it's solved. There'll be another update with everything the way that it usually is. So there'll be this one, which was released as Viva Italia. I renamed it to Yuletide because I thought it was kind of Christmassy. And then there'll be Hygge and there'll be Gingerbread House. And they will be available this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be a smallish update, but I just wanted to get that out. And then when I get the new yarn, then I'll start dyeing again. I'll try to get an update for maybe Sunday or maybe sometime next week. With it being so close to Christmas, I don't have a lot of dyeing time. Obviously there's a lot of wrapping that needs to be done. There's some more last minute Christmas preparations that have to be done. And then yesterday my dad called and he is surprising us and coming to visit us for Christmas. So for those of you who don't know, I am Danish. I was born and raised in Denmark, and I moved here to Canada in 2001 I moved here. So this is the first time that I'm getting to spend Christmas Eve with my dad since 2004. Yeah, 2004. So again, in Denmark, the sort of big day is Christmas Eve. That's when we have our big meal. That's when Santa comes with gifts for the children, and all the sort of main festivities happen. And then usually that's just your very, well, at least in my house, it was always my very immediate family. It was me, my parents, my brother, and my grandparents. My grandparents never drove, and they were both local, so they would always come over on Christmas Eve and spend it with my family. So it was always a very small, intimate group. And then we would do Christmas Day, we'd do a big dinner at my grandma's house. So that's going to be really, really exciting. So I have to clean the house, I have to clean the car, and just do a little bit more preparations. Gotta fix them up a nice bedroom and get all that ready. So that was something I wasn't expecting. It's a lovely surprise. But it just took a little bit of my work time out of the schedule. But that's okay. That's okay. There'll be lots of yarn to come, if not before Christmas, definitely in the new year. I have some new colorways that I'm working on. There's one that I'm really excited about that I will be releasing for New Year's. So that for sure I'll be dyeing up, and I can't wait to show you guys. And I think that's about it for this week. If I don't see you before Christmas, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope it is lovely, and I hope you get to spend it with your family and your loved ones, your friends, and anyone who's special to you. And I will see you again.